historic farmhouse trapped in an urban jungle.
Perfect house, wrong location.
But can the house escape the city without taking out the power grid?
It's a very dangerous situation for everybody.
The haulers will have to dig deep underground.
I think I'm stuck.
And what? Seattle, one of the most expensive cities on America's west coast. Finding a house of the right size in the right place can be tough, especially when you're 6'9". Landscape gardener Ian Wilson and his wife Tawny are desperate to find a bigger home.
I think a lot of the newer homes don't have the tall ceilings throughout the house like the older homes do. Most standard doorways are 6'8", so it hit my head.
I'm looking for a house that has character and is from the beginning of the century, and he wants to have high ceilings and larger bedrooms because right now he's sleeping in bed. His feet are basically in the closet.
Historical houses with high ceilings are rare in Seattle, but after 6 months they finally find what they've been looking for. The Weitzel House, built 1908, ornate porch, period fittings, and plenty of headroom.
Oh my God, look at that! Oh, that's freaking cool!
I like the nice tall ceilings, so that's
You see it?
crazy.
That's awesome, isn't it?
Nice wide hallway.
Yeah.
When the house was built, Tukwila was a rural backwater 20 kilometers south of Seattle. But as the city boomed during the last century, the landscape gradually changed. Today, the 5-bedroom house stands in front of a 4-lane highway.
I don't want to live across the street from an industrial building and a chain link fence in the back with barbed wire on the top that says no trespassing. Perfect house, wrong location.
There is, of course, a solution to this problem. Move it. Tawny and Ian have invested their life savings in a plot of land on the shores of Lake Washington. To reach the new location, the house must embark on a 24-kilometer journey right through the busy city. Not easy when the building's so tall. It will be dodging obstacles at every turn. The combined cost of house purchase and move will be £125,000.
So the overall height of the building is 26'8". When Tony and Ian first called about the move of this house, my immediate response was that it could not be done. Normally, buildings of this size and magnitude can only be moved at the most 4 to 6 blocks, just simply because there are usually so many obstructions that would restrict the movement of this building.
The man they've called in to pull off this ambitious move is Jeremy Nickel. But after a quick inspection, he fears that the house may not be fit to move at all.
As we look at this fireplace, I mean, you can see even here just the movement in this brick here. I mean, it can be pulled right out, and you can have a look at the mortar there, and it's barely holding together. So as a result of that, this fireplace is in a deteriorated state and an unsafe state to try to support and move with the building.
This house is a mover's nightmare. Old wooden porches hang precariously off each end, as well as the crumbling chimneys. Rain has gradually eroded the mortar between the bricks. If they try to move the house in its current state, they will leave a trail of destruction along the highway. Plan B calls for dismantling. Before setting off, they must take down the chimneys and remove the porches. Temporary supports will hold the porch roofs in place. Ian's eager to get started.
Well, we've got 2 days to prep this house for the move. So we'll get as much done today, being the first day, and hopefully wrap it up tomorrow.
Okay, here it comes.
I wish we didn't have to do that.
Day 1. They take apart each chimney brick by brick.
Don't freak out. It can all be put back together.
Day 2, the porches.
Oh my God, she looks terrible.
They even remove the eaves to give the house a better chance of squeezing through the city.
You're putting that back. You're putting that back. Just the way you found it.
Meanwhile, Jeremy's movers must find a way under the building to position 8 lifting jacks.
I ain't gonna make it through there. It gets really small. Oh, I think I'm stuck. What?
I'm gonna smash this hole a little bigger, Adam.
I don't think I've ever seen this amount of wires in a house before in my life. I should have stayed in bed.
Here you go, Sam.
There goes the lifting.
As the house is lifted up, it reveals an unexpected problem.
What we found here under this particular house is that our floor joists run the length of the house. So in order to be able to support the entire house, we have to put cross steel going across above our main steel.
The classic moving technique is to support the weight of the house on 2 huge steel beams that act like the chassis of a car. But Adam fears that in this case, these 2 beams will not provide enough support for the center of the house once they start moving. He decides to install an extra layer of beams to strengthen the floor. Unfortunately, this means the 8-meter-tall house will now ride even higher off the ground.
It'll actually put the height of the house up an extra 8 inches, which in this area poses as a real problem just because of the height of the utility wires and the power wires.
Tawny's got the job of mapping out the route. She's meeting local power companies who are concerned the house move could bring down wires and trigger a blackout.
When we first drove this, I didn't remember this many wires. And now counting all of them, I hope it's not bad. So we got this set here, and that set up there.
That's basically a secondary electrical.
That one right there?
And I measured it at a sag point up there at 27 feet 7 inches.
Okay.
We can make this corner without having to take that wire down.
Save a lot of money too.
Yeah, that's good.
If Tawny can't find a safe route, the house can't be moved.
We still don't have road permits for Renton, Kent, or Seattle yet. So we could probably go through all of this and we'd be stuck here. So it's definitely a stress for me to try to get those last couple of things buttoned up before it's too late.
In Seattle, Tawny's finally managed to obtain a road permit to haul her dream home 24 kilometers across the city tonight.
We got right down to the wire today with the permits. Called everybody, so it was right down to like 5 o'clock. I'm so excited it's finally here.
Jeremy must complete 2 key stages of the move before dawn. First, he must motor the house 12 kilometers through Seattle's suburbs to Renton Airport. He's obtained special permission to take a shortcut across the busy airstrip at 5 a.m. precisely. His second task lies at the end of the runway, where he will load the house onto a barge and sail it 11 kilometers across Lake Washington to reach its new lakeside plot. It's now midnight.
We've got to run tonight. Tonight's going to be highballing. Every time we hit a slow down, we'll slow right down. We'll make sure we get through our difficult area safely, but when we hit the straight stretches, we're going to pick up some gears. We got to make good time on the straight stretches tonight, guys. We're a few minutes behind right now, so let's everybody take our positions and let's get rolling. Okay, let's speed up.
What's up, sweetie? Just one tall building.
They dare not travel any faster than 10 kilometers an hour. Maneuvering such a tall building around so many lights and wires tests the driver's skills to the limit.
Yeah, this will be tight here. Right now we're going to tilt the building a little bit to bring the top end toward the light pole so we can squeeze by this tree a little bit easier.
Woo! Nothing broke, so woo, we lost a gutter, but that's about it.
This junction is so tight, Jeremy has to find an alternative route.
We're going to cross through this parking lot right here to avoid the overhead light standards at the corner there. There wasn't enough room for us to fit through. It's a 90-degree turn and the light pole is offset on the far side. So we've only got about 4 or 5 feet between these poles here.
Nice line, partner, nice line.
You okay there, Adam?
It takes 2 hours to travel the first 2 kilometers. Safety officer Jeff McCord now fears the house may be too wide to pass over this bridge.
This is it. This is where we get really narrow, and we're going to have to be inches on either side to get across this bridge here.
The bridge is 600 meters long. There are high-voltage streetlights down the middle and a curved fence lining the side. These hazards could damage the house as it crosses over the bridge. To ensure a safe passage, they must fold down one side of every streetlight and steer as close as possible to the fence.
We're going to take some time getting across the bridge here, probably about 45 minutes, and then we'll be on the racetrack on the straightaway again.
Jeremy, I've got 5 inches driver's side.
It takes 5 minutes to steer around each lamppost.
Actually come back about 6 inches, 6 to 8 onto the passenger.
Yeah, we're only moving about 6 inches at a time here because it's so tight.
If they hit a post, there's a risk it could take out the city's lights, as well as damage the house.
Every time we pass the light, I hold my breath. I can't believe it fits. What's making that noise? Oh my God.
It's 3 a.m. The bridge has delayed their schedule by an hour. They now have only 2 hours to reach the airport.
Every chance we get, we got to pick up the pace.
Yeah, you're looking good.
They make it to the airport on time, only to find the entrance blocked.
We're waiting for these guys to open the gates here. We were supposed to have them open at 5. They're running late. The airport has made us sign some very restrictive contracts that we're going to be out of here by 7:30 a.m. So we've got to get things rolling here.
After a 30-minute delay, security finally arrived to let them onto the airfield.
All right, it's all good to go.
Look, I see the plane, boss, the plane!
Renton area traffic, be advised, the house is on the runway.
Copy that, tower.
Looks like we're cleared for takeoff.
They make it across the airport safely. Jeremy must now guide the house up steel ramps onto the waiting barge.
All the cables that are supporting the barge right now are in place, holding the barge in position. So we're going to begin backing the building onto the barge.
Reversing the house up the ramps will be a precarious operation, especially in the dark. If they load too fast, the weight of the house could force the barge away from the shore, with disastrous consequences. To prevent this happening, a tug will push against the barge to keep it as close as possible to the shore.
That looks really good right there. Just push her in square, push her in hard.
Jeremy signals to the tugboat captain to fire his thrusters.
Ready for backing up? Okay, backing up. We got one axle on the barge. Second axle coming on the barge right now. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Right hand down, right hand down. Good, just like that. Left hand down, good, just like that. Fifth axle is on the barge. We are on the barge. We are bang on, guys. We are bang on.
The house now sets sail on its 11-kilometer journey up Lake Washington.
I have to say, it was pretty impressive to see the house coming down the runway all lit up.
It's midnight in Seattle. Tony and Ian's house has made it safely across Lake Washington.
The barge has come into position, so we're laying our ramps down right now, and we're gonna drive the building off onto the road.
The nearest place to unload the house is a narrow inlet 1 kilometer away from the new plot of land. Here, the driver will be forced into making a sharp turn off the barge to reach the road. He must be vigilant. If he turns too sharply, the wheels could easily fall off the narrow ramps.
Okay, Adam, are you ready for a head? Here with our final 2 axles. 1 axle coming down. Nice and easy.
Just when they think they've made it, one of the wheels slips off the ramp. They must act fast to prevent the house from falling into the lake.
Let's put that driver's dolly on piston, driver's dolly on piston.
Jeremy quickly adjusts the hydraulic wheels to get the house on an even keel again.
Coming down on 2-3 axles at once here, nice and easy.
His quick thinking saves the day.
That looks good, just like that. Just hold that mark.
The house is now on the home straight.
I hope it fits.
We got 2 more inches to go. 2 more inches to go.
2 inches. 1. We got it.
Good job. You made it happen. It's there.
Thank you, sir.
You bet.
For Tony and Ian, a dream that may have seemed like a tall order has finally come true.
Oh, look at that, sweet. Look how great that is. That's awesome.
Excellent.
Oh my God, it's gonna be so great with a bed here facing the water.
To the house and our future.
Cheers. and just starting a family. It's true.